got to get into it. So Maxine, you're joining us for the 100th episode, and that's because we wanted you on because you finally returned to us from the wilderness, the great outdoors.
Yes.
How long were you out there? First of all, did I mention what trail you're on? I might not have. Not
yet.
You could do it.
Okay. Well, yesterday you messaged me asking me which trial I was on. And not only was it a trail, but it was indeed a trial. This year I completed the Continental Divide Trail, which is part 3 of the Triple Crown Trail series. So I hiked the Appalachian Trail in 2018, Pacific Crest Trail in 2019, and now I've done the Continental Divide Trail in this year, 2022. And I'm back.
I think that's wild. First of all, you've done a Triple Crown, and this is your 3rd time on the pod. So have we been there for every step of the every leg of this journey? Wow,
you have. I was thinking that
exclusive
this is a trilogy
or first.
This is my Triple Crown of your podcast. So thank you.
I love.
So you said it was it's the Continental Divide Trail, the Appalachian, and what was the second one you went on?
Pacific Crest Trail.
Pacific Crest Trail. And so what does the Continental Divide Trail cover?
So it runs from Mexico to Canada, just like the Pacific Crest Trail, but it goes through New Mexico, Colorado, Wyoming, Idaho, and Montana.
Wow. And how long did that take?
It took me 144 days to hike. And I started May 3rd and finished at the Canadian border September 6th. And ultimately, in the fashion of the CDT, which is a very disjointed trail in a lot of ways, I had to go and complete a missing section that was closed due to fires. So ultimately, I finished the trail on September 23rd. So it was like May to September, I was out there hiking northbound.
Wow.
How does even cut it? That's
I mean, what do you say that in terms of, so it's 144 days, you said?
Yes.
How long were the other ones?
The others were similar. I have some trail data readily available here. The Pacific Crest Trail took me 147 days, and it was about the same mileage. And the Appalachian Trail took me 165 days, and it was about 500 miles shorter. So basically, This trail was the longest, and I hiked it the fastest, which I think makes sense because at this point I have more experience hiking and I knew what to expect. But it was a tough trail.
That's interesting because you're chalking it up to experience. I was going to say, was the terrain easier? I didn't even think about the experience part of it.
In some ways, the terrain was easier. In other ways, it was harder. So it's really hard to sort of compare there. So just for ease of reference, I will call it the CDT. It's just faster, more efficient. So it is, it's a defined trail, but there are some parts that are unclear and that are still being developed. So it involves a lot of road walking. And I think we touched on this last time too, because I was even unsure about exactly what this meant to have like an complete trail. There are a lot of forest roads, interstates, gravel roads, dirt roads, just all sorts of like, there's like a trail network, but not all of it is like a walk in the woods, like you might imagine. So sometimes that was flatter and like less, intense. But at the same time, I was then having to navigate and kind of go cross country and figure out my way. So sometimes where the trail terrain was easier, it presented different challenges altogether.